Val, can you move? Yep.
Oh, I'm out of the picture.
There you go.
We're filming Facebook Live tonight too. For those who would like to enjoy it from the comforts of their home, they have that opportunity too. And if you want to do this again, it will be on our Facebook page too. So I'll step over here now. Oh, more? It works. Never mind. Okay. Better than the picture. Then I'll move it back, Renee, and then you're on. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Oh, we have had such an amazing day. This is a National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and at the museum we are truly blessed with the chance to be able to bring to you some pretty special learnings and teachings from two amazing educators, artists, musicians, amazing work that they do. Naomi Smith was here this morning and this afternoon leading workshops and teaching about truth and reconciliation and all around that. And she led two workshops for young and old, and it's pretty special. And then to top it off, we do have Rene here tonight to speak with us too and share his wisdom. So thank you, Rene. But before I start, I would like to share with you our land acknowledgement. We feel very passionate about this, and so I'm just going to read. You see this when you come in the door at the museum, and we do every time we have an event or something special where we want to share this. We share this with our visitors. So our land acknowledgement. As we gather, we are reminded that Guelph is situated on the ancestral homeland of the Anishinaabe people, specifically the traditional territory of the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation. Today, Guelph is home to many First Nation, Métis, and Inuit peoples. Guelph Museums commits to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's call to action. We must do more to learn, share, and support truth and healing. And I think by being here too, I can see that you support all of this and more. So we are going to learn lots tonight. But first, I'm going to read to you Rene's bio. He's a pretty amazing guy. Okay, so I'm going to read it all. Okay. An Ojibwe funky elder, visual and performing artist, award-winning author, storyteller, flute player, new media artist, and a recipient of Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee Medal. Rene works to fuse Ojibwe and English words into his stories, poetry and spoken word performances, and Rene communicates his Ojibwe spiritual heritage to the contemporary world. He was born in a railway town in Nakina in Northwestern Ontario and was raised by his Okomissan grandmother. His education includes Anishinaabe oral history, language, arts, and culture. Rene has a diploma in graphic design from Sheridan College and a certificate in creative writing for Humber College for writers. Rene's body of artwork, stories, and his flute improvisation create a strong, expressive, and entertaining presentation for an ever-increasing audience. He also has an active online and performing presence as a funky elder, I love that, and his virtual band, the Firebolt Ensemble. And amazing. So I had to read it all because I have to. So tonight, Rene, he is there's some premieres going on here tonight too. His talk is called, and his presentation is called Conversations in Pipigwan Flute with Rene Meshake. I am going to pull you on here, let you visit with our public, and thank you everybody for coming in tonight. I'm going to turn this off and you go on. Okay, there we go.
I'm not only funky, I'm also robotic. Oh, holy smokes. Anyway, I want you to see what I've been doing, and I'm going to tell a backstory eventually. And this is what I've been doing currently. These are premiering two of my short little videos, and this is me, my contribution. Okay, let's rock and roll. Come on. I have to finish this one today.
Befriend a good, we join the dream of centuries. Just, maybe just, we we'll get it right this time around. It begins with one Menui Jinde, like a flame that starts a wildfire. Befriend a good, join the dream of centuries. Just, maybe just, we'll get it right this time around. It begins with one Menui Jinde, like a flame that starts a wildfire.
more people coming.
Is that all right to go right in front, Renee? Or we can...
We'll start all over again because
Couple chairs here.
it's only right there. See what you guys would make me do, I gotta do it all over again. Well, that's cool. You know, I never expected on a Friday night to have so many audience, you know. Quite honored to see all you are here. Because Friday night you want to go home and do stuff. So I've done a couple of videos, short ones. I'm doing a series of 14 of them, and now this is my number. I need to go 12 more. Eventually to turn it into some kind of opera or musical. This is just the basis. But then I will be asking other performers to interpret each video for me and go to maybe River Run. It's going to be big because some pieces here want to dance, so I'll have dancers. So if you can dance, come up here and see me and we'll see what you do. Another one maybe could be a guitar player or musician, actors. I can see. I'm going to use videos, no projections. So this is a foretaste of what I'm doing. So 2 more. Well, what? No, let's do it now because it's so they'll know what I'm talking about.
I'll show it one more time?
Yes, please.
Sure. Emily, you're on. It's okay, I'm just the tech person. Feel free to dance too. I'm so sorry. We might do it at the end then. Is that okay? Just because, just so that we can see the full video, just so that turns on. Oh, great. Success?
The trickster is here.
Yeah. It does that. It's finicky. There we go.
There we go. Thank
All
you.
right. Let's try.
We get a countdown, just like a film. Oh, okay. Okay, from the top.
right this time around. It begins with one Minui Jinde, like a flame that starts a wildfire. Befriend a good Minui Jinde. Join the dream of centuries. Just, maybe just, Minui Jinde. We'll get it right this time around. It begins with one Minui Jinde, like a flame that starts a wildfire.
Okay, I have my flat. We Jinde. You know what that means? We Jinde is to together walk in harmony. We Ji is to walk. We Ji Indede is the together. We all walk together. After that, you can dance. Anyway, I brought me what I'm going to follow here. Introduce survivor. I'm a residential school survivor. My name is Rene Meshake. It's they cut it down to Meshake. But Meshake means when the original Meshake was born, and they went into this vision quest for his name, my original grandfather, my ancestor. And the elders sat around and decided to name this newborn child. He was born. And they went into this vision quest. One elder spoke up and said, I see a damselfly hovering about in the shoreline. It dips and it hovers and dips and hovers. And all of a sudden, the next elder said, that's his name. Name? Okay, what's his name? Meshake. Ishik is sky. Coming down and hovering. That's my name. I hover. And well, what was that fly looking for? You know what a damselfly is? Mm-hmm. Okay, he's a helicopter, right? He flies like that. Yeah. And it's hovering and dips, and it's beautiful, slender. It's usually metallic, greens, blues, some are yellows, and the wingtips are kind of has a stripe of black. Beautiful, beautiful creature. And my totem, my clan is Mezai. Mezai is a lingfish clan. And what Mezai does, it hangs around the shorelines in winter, feeding the people. Then as summer comes along, it moves away into the deep waters, the deepest lakes, to swim with the trout. And that, what is that tells me? That tells me I seek knowledge deeper, deeper, deeper. And I found my way using the flute. Because some musicians or babies, when they're born, they hear the heartbeat of their mothers with boom, boom, boom. But as a baby, I might have heard her voice instead, and it sounded like a flute. Then eventually, the catfish clans are teachers, whether you like it or not, because your job description, you're born with it, and then a name was given to you, and your name is the most important thing, you know. But when settlers came here, they gave us two names. They named me Rene. Then I said Andre. Meshake. Oh, let's cut it down to Meshake. So it's Rene, Andre, Meshake. Rene as a French, okay. All right, Rene is renewed. Andrew means a manly, renewed, manly. So eventually along the way, I left my rowdy days behind some 30 years ago. And I guess the cops are really relieved that they don't pick me up, putting me in a paddy wagon. Oh, not you again, Rene. I've been through it all, you know, but this time they call me sir. It's really different after coming to Guelph. And Guelph is a funny city, and I love it. Some neighbors of mine wanted to give me dogs today, and some neighbors of mine are looking for their dogs. What's going on here? Just before coming here, that happened. And I hope to eventually. So I'm starting to sample my flute. You heard it in the video. I just sample a piece of it. See, I could sample that. You repeated it, or you could make it go fast. And do some on purpose to make it detune the thing. Then I'm playing jazz. Yeah. I haven't even played for over 2 years in public. This is called Pipigwan. Say Pipigwan. And to play it is in Pipigwe. Pipigwe is a language. It's usually a flute of you're speaking love. Because when you're talking love to someone, and if you use words, they get in the way. You know? It's hard to express someone you love so much. Someone you want to squeeze it. It's that kind of thing. So when you say I love you to my beloved wife who's with me, I just And all what I've been producing here in Guelph, that wouldn't happen, because I'm a staunch supporter, supports everything I do. And it's been really perfect partnership all the way. That's how long we've been married for what? 20, see, I better remember. I'll get you when you get back home. Usually I call him my boss, and the men would say, "You got one too?" Yeah, that's I was brought up by the matriarchs, and there's a place I know of my homeland is called Pipigwan. No. It's Pagwashing. At one time in northern Superior, north of Lake Superior. That's where I'm from, Northwestern Ontario. And there used to be a river that flows all the way from Lake Superior to Hudson Bay, I think. And it made this, and when it dried up, it left little lakes behind, like it's Pagwa. Pagwa, it's the action of water coming up. Pagwa, it finds a hole in the earth, and then Shing, Pagwa. Shing is doing this all the way to up north. I guess a big snake was there. I don't know. But one of those lakes my people settled down. It's by Washing. And my last video is dedicated to that, you know. And I dream of my land. And no one has, from that land, nobody ever taught me how to play Pipigwan. Something always happens when you get married, you guys. You know, anybody here who's ready to get married? Married already? Some strange thing happens to the guy's head, you know? You fall in love. And my wife said, "We're moving to Guelph." All right. And I got married here, and it was the morning I got married, and I opened a big bay window she had, and I saw a bird fly across out of the fog. It flew out from the fog and into the fog, because as if the fog parted in the middle to let the bird go, to appear and disappear. And for the longest time I didn't know what the vision was all about. Then came the announcement that there's an Aboriginal heritage happening in Fergus High School. So I went there and said, okay, heritage. That name called me. Heritage, okay, I'm going to find out what the heritage is all about. And there I met this fruit seller. He was selling fruits. He had a big display case like this. It had its own display case. And it was kind of like pulsating in the light. It was calling me. I walked up to it, picked it up and said, "How much you want for this, you know?" And you take debit? No. I'm supposed to be rich, but anyways, what about credit card? I got Visa. And he didn't want Visa either. Well, it's free. No. At the time I walked back to, we had, you know, when you go to powwow, I had my own booth. And I was selling my children's book. I just happened to self-publish a couple of children's books. I went back to my table as fast as I can, and I told that guy, "Hold that flute for me. I'll bring some cash." And then, well, I didn't have no cash anyways, and then I was signing my books. All of a sudden, people were buying my children's books. I had enough money. I ran across you know, I was just hopping, dancing and everything all the way through. I was dancing powwow, I guess, on the way there. Picked up my food, gave him the money, and I walked away, and halfway I stopped. Okay. What is this bird called? What is this? That's the red-tailed hawk feather flute. Red-tailed hawk. And that vision just hit me on the head and said, oh, that's the bird you saw after you got married. It was the flute that drifted. Now I didn't know how to play this thing. How do you play this? Nobody taught me. Then I took a walk to, you know, that Ignatius. You been there? The beautiful field. I started. Then you go away. Then I finally learned that all right, and I heard these cicadas or the crickets. They were giving me the time. And then I was, the birds were chirping away, and I imitated the birds, and they were all doing it. You know, they were teaching me music. They were teaching me how to play. Wow. I was really happy, you know. Then I'm playing this. You know, when the missionaries, the black groves came to our villages in our land, the music died, and I think they put away their Pipigwan. There was no more Pipigwan. Pipigwan is a flute playing tradition. But I also wanted to find out where are the songs, where are the flutes. I went to the museum, the ROM, and I went downstairs, and they opened up a cabinet, and I saw 3 original flutes. They did it, that's Pipigwan. And the Midday people were there too. Midday were there to be medicine people. I'm not a medicine man. Never will be. But anyways, they started looking at other pieces of scrolls that were there, and they pointed out they were interpreting the scrolls that were there. Some were medicine scrolls. There were recipes to heal people. And they were very sacred pieces. And another one was just stories. And they finally said, oh, this is a song scroll. And my ears just went, oh, crazy. You know, I said, what does it do? And they said this, they explained that they had markings all around this little scroll. It's just like it was, you sang the verses, and he turned around, just like you have to read it around like this. It was so magical to be there. And that inspired me to want to do my own food tablatures, which is what I'm doing here. These 14 paintings I'll be doing, there will be food tablatures. There'll be 14 songs. And so I established that in my idea that there was a flourishing food culture back home. Pipigwan, I saw three of them, and the song scrolls. But I'll do a modern version of song scrolls to leave behind when I'm gone, man. Take it away. Yes. Also, I got some other flutes from BC. This is those big trees from BC, cedars. This sound like this. That was also improvised. Now I forgot what I... That's why I want to write these tablatures, so I'll remember what I've just played. So when it's magic once you get going. See, I don't remember what I played, but anyway, I'll do another one. By the way, but the names, I have the names for these. There's a Southern Thunders. Cloud Namoog. I got a guitar at home. Sometimes I'll bring my guitar here and the whole thing. I have a lot of instruments at home. I got a piano. That's when I learned to learn how to do the fifths, the fourths, and then stay in tune. And I also like to improvise on the piano. I can go all day with one song, and it takes me to the stratosphere, and I visit the moon, the stars, the galaxies. It's hard to come down sometimes. Until a telemarketer says, damn. Well, this is a new strange instrument too. It's a drone. It's also whoa. Something very squirrely going on. Like a shotgun. Elmer Fudd. This is his song.
Driving in my car. Who sings that song? I used to do a perfect Donald Duck too. I used to drive the drive-in workers there. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Oh, I forgot. That's what old age does to you. You forget how to imitate things. Thank you for the water, by the way. By the way, I'm also selling books. I was supposed to follow my script, you know. I don't. So my wife, you're gonna be. Have you taken photos?
One. I took one.
For on me, or you know, I would like to post some on my Facebook. By the way, I got out of jail. Facebook put me in the jail for 6 months. People wonder where I went. So when I got out of jail, I said, I'm back. I don't know what I did. You guys can tell me? All right. Now, what do I want to do with this, you know? After I've learned to play some notes, and well, my wife and I took another trip down the Ignatius. There, you know, there's a sweat lodge by the creek down there. So we ended up walking there, and they left the night, and the stones were still hot. You know, they put the stones back after the sweat. And I was looking at I was drawn to that fire pit, and the rocks were kind of dark, the beautiful white ash around. There's this contrast. The more I looked at those stones, I started to see turtle dancing. They were rocking, man. Had my foot. And what they told me, you know, and the rocks told me, the grandfathers, they said, make the turtle dance. The name is the Okomissan. I said, wow, make the turtle dance with this? Make the turtle dance. Then I'm sitting in my computer one day and I discovered, oh, that's what they mean. I can post my dance songs on Facebook and the Turtle Island will start dancing. Like the ones I'm doing now. It seems to be my vision or mission in life now to get going, to produce all this stuff, and eventually collaborate with other artists in Guelph. I want this, what I'm doing, this project, to be made in Guelph. And put Guelph on the map, kind of thing. Because I'm also a fluent speaker of Ojibwe and English. I seem to be the only one that can speak the language fluently and make my musical is going to be mostly sung in Ojibwe, but also English or French, if I can, just to make this reconciliation work. I think we can do it through the arts. Forget politics, okay? Not these big speeches about ho and Nakina. Yeah, we ought to do it. Guelph can do it through music. Well, anyways, to make the turtle dance, all right, let's rock and roll, okay? And I've learned to really make it dance, like just doing. That's how I make the turtle dance. Anyways, I'll do some poetry reading here. First of all, sometimes when you write poetry, it's almost like you're writing prophecy. And I think this one describes it. It's we are still here. That's Anishinaabe and friends and all of us that's here. Ni Janus. Ni Janus means my child. Ni Janus. Dangerous. It's all right if we make arts and crafts. It's not all right if we partake. When some gain the moment staffs self-determination, the power of spirit, Manitou is even steep in the gift, too deep to keep. In a reservation, Nichanis, dangerous. Mother our blood and bone, gather to light our sober wing a scone, sweet grass, bright with transformation. Reconciliation, then we'll see the first glint of Bonain to Mawin, fire and plint. Life is sincere on the Ojibwe camp, and oh, we are still here. Right, you're in the Ojibwe camp right now. Wasi Aginzu. You see, sometimes when I'm trying to read my own Anishinaabe, we don't have a kind of a writing, so I'm doing it's hard to read. Wasi Aginzu. Aginzu. Even the birds laugh at me when I'm speaking to them in my language. Giggling away. Ishwayo, I said, shut up. You know, the only animal that challenges me all the time is a big bullfrog. I'd meet him on the sidewalk sometimes. He just stares at me. Big guy, eh? So I mosey on down. Oh, sashay. And there's a guy with a cowboy hat standing around him. I thought I'd mosey on over. Shut up, Rene. I could go all day long with this storytelling, you know. And when sometimes when reporters come to me what's that word? It was you want to talk to me about something, once the question is asked, I'd go on and on and on and on. And somehow they said, you've answered all the questions I was going to ask you. Oh, another thing, when you have a son, when my son was born, your first little guy, when he starts to take off on you, you know, we were in the waves where Jazz coming over, and I was looking at this rocks and sat down there. He was right here. And I'm busy looking out there watching the storm. And oh, he's way down there, you know, he's by this big slab of rock, and he's challenged this big wave coming at him. And wow, I didn't know what to do to run. There was too much rocks and how craggy they are, and oh man, I couldn't move that fast to pull him off the rocks, so I decided to write a poem about him. I wouldn't read this to my wife though. Well, he's a big son now. A bull of a wave charged on shore and spun, breaking up water to lave and fall before my little son. He shook his baby fist in the air, shouting, "Freedom! Freedom!" I saw mist of Lake Superior rerouting. I saw the buffalo surge retreat, putting down the mist like a carpet at his feet, at the command of a baby's fist. Well, that's, I think Creator always honors the humble. And there it taught me something about nature, about the Creator, humble, humility. Wow. And the buffalo surge will retreat in honor of that. So go stand out there in the lake. You're going to, when you're deep in the water struggling to get out, damn Rene. Yeah. So at the Indian residential school, I was given the number 23. They took away my name. I was no longer Rene. I was number 23. 23. So I wrote a poem for this too. It's called Sweater Number 23. Opening a page of my copy of the Old Timers hockey game, I saw where Eddie Shack, the hockey legend, had signed his name. You know Eddie Shack was number 23? Yes, the time they were winning Stanley Cups. That was a long time ago. But anyway, it swept me back to the fact that he wore sweater number 23 on his way to a Stanley Cup win. I, a rookie in the Indian residential school, wore sweater number 23, the name the staff had given me instead of calling me by my real name. And he got penalty calls for pushing, shoving, fighting in the NHL. I'd be elbowed at the center ice at school. No penalty calls. Missionaries, 9 Ojibwe, nothing. Each hockey night in Canada on TV. Da, 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 da. Remember that song? See, I remember. Maybe you guys were watching the same game I was. You were all kids at that? Well, I wish we were all kids then. Sometimes I see old guys walking down the street. I must have been 17, you know. The old folks were all just my age at 17. Now we're old, we gotta stick together, guys, right? And we got our bosses. I'd walk from the dressing room of my mind to watch Nagaji, the on-ice stratagems of my favorite hockey star. With a standing ovation, I'd reach around the back of my neck and stretch my shirt collar to see number 23 on the label. Yes, cleared track shack. Rallied the fans, they were the Toronto Maple Leafs. Eddie picked me up as well. I'd lost track of the entertainer until he signed his name on the page of my old timers hockey game program. Eddie the veteran, I the survivor. You know, I saw him, there was just like God, you know. Oh man. Usually I'm talkative. This time something. I couldn't speak. All I did was pay homage to the God. All right, there he has his cowboy hat now. I still have my book, don't I? Good. Well, you know that he's a white guy, funny, a storyteller, and an entertainer. He lifted up my spirits in those days to see him play and win the cup. How am I doing so far for time? Keep going. In our language, Ikwe or Ishkwe, woman. Ishkude, it comes from the word Ishkude, fire. Kwe is woman. Ishkwe comes from the word for fire. Fire is the symbol of life. Women are life givers. That's all of you here. You are Ishkwe. Eden, that's Ishkwe. Eden, you impress me with your new cotton sundress, and your face delicate with jade earrings and necklace. There's even better compliments without these adornments when I open my eyes in Gichimanido's paradise. Yeah, that's Ishkwe. Gichimanido is the great spirit or the great mystery. Man Itu, even God has his totem. Mani do totem. And my grandmother used to say, Gishe Manido. Gishe is creator. Gishe is to build, to create, to make. So the God, that's the name of our God. Gishe Manido. Manido. It's a great mystery. I'm here because I've been sober for about, 31 years now? I'm losing count, guys. Been walking with Gishe Manido. I'm giving you some Anishinaabe words. The messenger, the word for messenger is see, it's hard to. That's when birds make fun of me. Ijina is to command or push, or Ijina, or you tell someone where to go. Nawagan is the person or being. Ijibi, Nasha, name, dispatch. Awa, that or this. Gun means the messenger or story that in Ijinashawagan delivered depended on his or her name. Ijinashawagan's name is an instrument used to shape and form community. So when you go to any communities out there, you are a messenger and you help shape and form community, which we have here. It's very instant. And I hope to do that when I'm working on my musical to form a community. I need managers, promoters, and lots of money. I got to pay my people. Even the guy that's sweeping the floor gets the same pay. If you come to work for me, I'll give you a fair something. Messenger. I don't know why I have problems pronouncing. Izinash. Zinshawa. Zinshawagan. Izina. Shawagan. Zinshawagan. 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 That's how we would say. Zinshawagan. See, I'm still having trouble. I gotta say that over and over. What else happens when I visit home, like I go to Airline and Long Neck, I find it very hard to enunciate. I've been speaking English so much that even I can't even pronounce messenger in Anishinaabe and when. So it takes me about 2-3 weeks to enunciate. And meanwhile, elders are making fun of me. What dialect is that? And you say, no. Guelph. I speak the Guelph dialect. And I tell university kids here in Guelph University, I said, no, well, let's just start a Guelph dialect, Ojibwe. I went to listen to some students in Toronto. They were learning their language, and I tried to place them. What dialect is that? I never heard that dialect before. And it dawned on me, they're speaking Toronto dialect of Ojibwe. Because dialect gives us a sense of place. I'm fluent in Arolan Long Lac dialect. And when people try to tell me to translate their stories into Ojibwe here, I said, where does this story come from? It's around here, Toronto author. I said, I can't do it. It's got to be from a person from Toronto. Anyways, that's another thing about dialect. It's a beautiful thing. All right, what other? It's another thing to be published by the university in Manitoba. And we were debating whether it's going to be a paperback or a trade magazine, trade book or academic. We decided to go academic. And it was peer reviewed. I didn't even know what that was. They sent me buttons on her. Hey, you passed. What? It's been peer reviewed and you are recognized. Sometimes too, I even cope with my elders are dying back home. You know, I'm probably the second oldest of my generation. at 74 years old. Hey! Nizigos, Christine, Nizigos means auntie. I held her hand, bone, lumbered, and tanned. Her storied pulse told of stars new and old. Though pale and small, underneath the blanket shawl, full of woman and sword, of battles scored, notch by notch, yet tender to the touch. Anisigos, Niban dream of us that trail behind. You've come to find. Lead us back to the sun like you've always done. Locked are my eyes to see you rise, splendid in your regalia, singing hallelujah. She made it. Sometimes I miss her stories. All right, enough of that. Time for water. Time again?
It is now 8:15.
It's over? 8:15, 8:15. Another 8:15. Give me one more time. Come on, go, go, go. Oh, McDonald's hamburgers. So, you know, this thing is, I was jamming with another player from Japan, and he was playing his, there was another flute made of bamboo, holy smokes. And he was across the room and I was at the other end, and we both jammed back and forth. And when there was, and a contest began to happen, you know, he would go. And on, and we start to giggle. This was hard to play. But I don't know who won. We were doing this gig for the suicide prevention thing. And also all this experience has led me to go to Toronto Consort to play in the big leagues and along with other professional people up there. That was quite a trip. And they even sent a limousine to pick us up here in Guelph.
Ooh.
Nice hotel and everything else. Everything was looking after. No wonder for some performers get to be diva, right? Spoiled. They took care of us. And that's how some places like that are. I don't expect, well, museums will do that. Send me a pretty soon, Bill. Next time you ask me for a game here, I'll
Pick you up.
Oh, wow. He's getting too expensive, that guy. Am I okay?
Are you okay? Yeah, I think you're fine.
Is this over? I didn't bring my watch with me. Somebody there will say, Rene, that's enough. Yeah, man.
I'm curious, what cedar is that, Rene? Do you know offhand?
Red.
Cedar? It's a red cedar, right?
Yeah. It's very light.
Those trees are huge.
Yeah.
Those trees are big, big trees.
You were in BC, right? Earl?
Yeah.
I know this guy a long time. All over the world.
Big love for you, Rene.
Yeah, thanks.
Rene, maybe there are some questions that people would like
Okay,
to ask.
why
Maybe
not?
you want to finish. Here's your chance.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your presentation tonight. And I was wondering, in one of the videos that we saw in the beginning, you were mentioning a conference. And I was wondering...
That's a dig against the chief and council. Seems to me they always post their big, oh, we had a good time at this conference. Next thing we're going to is we're going to Winnipeg, they've been to Toronto, they've been to conference. Nothing ever gets done. Who's minding the store? You know, and they're spending my money. Belong to Long Lac 50. Now, who's making all this money? Well, the chief and council, the whole, and their wives too, kids. Sometimes that's a dig. Kind of, to get it out of my system, I wrote a song about it. It's not meant for anybody else, but there it is. I'm not telling anybody. Don't say anything, okay, you guys? I won't get my $4 from the CD money. Yeah, there's crazy things happening.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you know.
Well,
Okay.
I was like interested in the double sound of the other flute. That's quite remarkable, that sound.
This guy,
Yes, and how did you play that?
Elmer Fudd. Think Elmer Fudd. This is the drone. That's all it does. But the melody is this one. Together they go.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you're blowing into both holes and
Yeah.
you're just directing the air. That's fantastic.
You know, the first time I heard about the word flautist, I was at Toronto airport. I went through the security and I had this big, it looked like I'm carrying some weapons. I'm here at the airport. And the security guard asked me, what do you got in there? And a lady came from behind and tapped him. Don't worry about him. He's a flautist. So I went flouting away. People come to my rescue sometimes. She said, come on, look like honey you wouldn't mess around with either.
Which part of the country is the drone flute from?
This one was made in BC, and it's a mix of white cedar and red.
And do you know how old that tradition is of having a drone and a...
And as I've seen some other players in the States, the brothers down there have theirs is made, it's kind of split. Like it looks like this. I see, you know, like that. But I'm bringing back the tradition. And as far as I'm concerned, this is how Rene does it. That's tradition. Any more questions? Yeah?
You mentioned that you wanted to write 14 songs. What's the significance of that number?
I was reading, how long is a musical? Google says 14 songs. Sometimes I listen to Google. That's AI I'm talking to. Somebody posted, AI's going to kill us one of these days. I wrote, we're doing that anyway.
I'm thinking I'd like to be the bird in the tree listening to you out at Ignatius. I think I love it. My sword's my side sword. Thank you. This is great. Everyone, this has been a really special evening. So glad you could be part of it. I can listen to this person forever. He has amazing stories, your insight into everything, and you do it with such joy, and you make me laugh, and that's so perfect. So thank you for being here. Yes, we have a great relationship here in the museum, and not that I can drive you everywhere. Of course, National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and it's fall. It's been a beautiful day here. So thank you. We also are recognizing too that it's Culture Week or Culture Month here in the city of Guelph, and we're highlighted by activities and special people coming out and talking. But know that there's lots of other things happening in the city too. We have a pretty rich community with some amazing artists and musicians and all go on and on, and so take advantage of these activities that are happening in your community. Check out, you can work through Guelph Museum and looking at the Culture Hub in Guelph, and there's a number of activities that are still happening free out there in the community for you to check out. So do enjoy and have fun doing that. I'm loving, we need a picture of everybody in our orange shirts. It's just so great looking out and seeing everybody here. Thank you for being part of our day today, and I've had some really thoughtful moments today. It's been great. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.